Bless yourself. Thank you for tuning in to another episode. So grateful to have you here. I wanted to cover compassion and boundaries. How do those two things go together? Having compassion and setting boundaries. So, the most important thing that we can do as we go along on our journey of life is to really protect the way that we spend our energy. You know, are you spending your energy on things that drain you or things that elevate you and make you feel like you're expanding, improving, growing, learning? Are you surrounded by people, whether it's in family, work, friends, or otherwise, by people who inspire you and uplift you, or people who drag you down? And you know those sorts of people, right? Like they it's not necessarily what they talk about, but it's how they talk about it. And that's how you can tell with someone's energy. It's how they talk about the thing they're talking about. If they're coming from a place of feeling annoyed and frustrated, and generally you get the sense that life is happening against them, to them, like this victim mentality. Or you get people who gossip about other people and talk about surface level things that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You know, doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. Someone who's always on the edge and is talking about all the bad things in the world and seeing the bad in other people and highlighting what's going wrong. You know, you got those sorts of people. Then you have people who see the good in the world, who see the positive in everything, who take the time to slow down and appreciate and remain in a space of gratitude, and are constantly improving themselves, thinking in new ways, expanding themselves, reading stuff, watching stuff, writing stuff, creating stuff, talking about stuff that is expansive. And the reason I bring this up is because we've experienced people on both ends of the spectrum, right? We've experienced people who add to your energy and make you feel even better after you leave them, and people who take away from your energy and make you feel worse after you're around them. But what I've found important along my journey is just setting those boundaries. You know, we talk a lot about boundaries, but what does that mean? It means, first of all, prioritizing your own energy, realizing that's the one non-renewable resource that you have. Every day you're dispensing your energy based on where your focus is going. Your focus deploys your energy. Your focus focuses your energy. Your focus dictates where your energy goes. Where your focus goes, your energy flows, right? And so as the moments are going by, as the days and months and years are going by, you're getting closer and closer to death. We all are. So how are you focusing your energy in the meantime? With those that take away from your energy and those that you really want to set a boundary with, especially family members, which can be the hardest, is to set a healthy boundary. You know, just letting them know that this isn't something that you want to continue. Because if you do continue it, then you're enabling it, essentially. You're enabling the behavior by allowing them to continue to be in your space. And so, you know, depending on the situation, you know, if you might live with the person, so the conversation has to be slightly different versus if you are living separately from someone and you don't see them that often. Again, with work, you're going to see people regularly. So depending on the situation, either way, you can voice and limit your exposure to those people, right? So when you feel the conversation is going a certain way, then you just let them know this isn't a conversation that I want to continue. And then you allow yourself to take a step back and limit the amount of interaction you have with that person. Let the relationship fade away. Sometimes you've got to let it fade away and not put the effort in anymore to let them know that you're not interested in continuing to build that relationship. And you don't come from a place of dislike or hate, you know, you don't come from a place of condescension either, that you're better than them. It's just a place of sending them love for their own healing and awareness, and hoping that one day they receive the awareness they need to improve their life. And in the meantime, you got to protect your energy and protect where your focus goes, because you're on a path and you can't take everyone with you. And so compassion and boundaries go hand in hand. You know, I set boundaries based on my intuition. You know, how do I feel around this person? How do I feel around these people? If it's a good feeling, great. I don't need to set a boundary because I want to actively be around them. But if I'm feeling, maybe this isn't so healthy, then I wish them well. I send them love, send them gratitude for teaching me how to set a boundary. You know, those people who are not so healthy for you, they're also teachers. They're teaching you to set a boundary. They're teaching you to be more sensitive to how you feel inside, to listen to that feeling and then to act on it. They're also teachers. You know, if you start seeing everyone as a teacher, then you can learn something from everyone. And this also applies to people who give you hate, right? Like online, you might be complete strangers, which I've had a few times, is people just dropping random comments and they don't even know you. So it's like, it's just funny to me because they're coming from a place of such hate for themselves, or such dislike and discomfort in themselves, a level of sadness really, and detachment from themselves, that they have to tear other people down for themselves to feel good momentarily, because that's not going to last, right? That one comment that they share gives them a short high, and then they're going to have to go and do it to someone else. So I would just send them love. You know, I hope that they receive the healing and the awareness they need to come back home to themselves, to find that love within themselves, that acceptance within themselves. And in the meantime, you set a boundary. Report that person, block them, whatever, you know, because you've got to set boundaries online too. Unfollow people. But don't just do it online, do it offline too. Start unfollowing people offline, because the more you let go and allow your spirit to be free of weighty attachments, of weighty energy, the more you create the room for all the goodness in your life, the more you create the room to receive blessings, the more your heart is open to receive blessings. If your heart is polluted, if your heart, mind, and soul are polluted by constant negativity, by constant feelings of discomfort, and when I say discomfort, I don't mean like, you know, rigorous activity, which is healthy for you. I'm talking about discomfort because your body just doesn't feel comfortable around that person and what they're talking about, and the energy that they're deploying is just like, the energy they're radiating is just negative. You know, you just, it's just seeing the bad in everything, finding the worst, and complaining. That's probably the best word to use. They complain a lot more than you do. And so set those boundaries. Deploy compassion online, offline, everywhere in your life, including for yourself. As I said in the previous episode, talked about self-compassion. Now I'm talking about deploying compassion to other people. And treat everyone as a teacher. If you do that, then you come from a place of gratitude. Thank you for teaching me this lesson. The person that triggers you the most in life is also a teacher. Thank you for teaching me to become more self-aware, to be more sensitive to my feelings, to learn how to set boundaries, to understand more about why I'm being triggered. You're giving me the gift of self-awareness every time. I love you and so grateful for you, and I'll speak to you again soon.